want to tell you how the welcome garden came about. We've moved away from the welcome garden because of the traffic noise. This plant in back of me is Solomon Seal, and I have ordered some Solomon Seal from the Native Plant Rescue Squad that I'm going to plant in the garden up there. Just a side note, the Native Plant Rescue Squad has helped me an awful lot. But this welcome garden, I had the idea that we should have some native plants around here, and then I was traveling up toward Wisconsin and we stopped at a motel, and walking around that evening I noticed a beautiful native garden. So I went over to investigate it, and it was the North Shore Unitarian Church. So I walked through their church, and it was just wonderful. They had native bushes, native trees, meadow plants, a lot of native grasses. And like someone once said about the Smokies, why couldn't we have that here? And I also went to some other native gardens in Wisconsin and in Maine and saw how beautiful they were. So I wrote a proposal to the endowment committee, the endowment fund, and asked for some money to build a native garden. And guess what? The 2018-19 endowment fund supported the building of the patio in back of the church, or beside the church, and the native garden. And so I got a lot of inspiration from those visits I made, and I want to show you some books. This is a book by a guy named Doug Tallamy, and he's a crazy man. He's an evangelist for native plant gardens, and he says, if you have a balcony, if you have a small yard, if you have anything, plant some native plants on it, and you will help the native insects and birds and little crawly things, the things that run the world. And I went to a workshop with Doug Tallamy in Maine last summer and learned a lot more. He has written the second book, which I just bought. I really recommend reading both of these books. You can buy them or you can get them on audio. The second book is called Nature's Best Hope. And in this book, he recommends something that he calls the Homeland National Park. He envisions everybody who has a little bit of land planting some natural things, native things. Native plants and animals can't use the junk plants that we have around here, the wisteria and other things. And he has a sort of mantra. He says, a lot of people think we are here and nature is somewhere else. So if we want to see nature, we got to pack up and go to the Galapagos to see some nature, or Yosemite, or places that simply aren't available right now. He is saying, bring nature home and have a Homeland National Park. So I really recommend either of these books, or do a search on Doug Tallamy. You will find articles in the New York Times, Smithsonian Magazine, all kinds of other places about Doug Tallamy. One thing I like to recommend for people, oh my gosh, choking here, is that you get something to look at little things with. And here's a piece of English ivy, which I don't care much for, but if I look at it, and you notice if I'm using this lens, I put it very close to my eyebrow. It doesn't matter which way you go. Put it very close to my eyebrow and then bring the thing into focus. My goodness, there's a lot of veins on this thing. See what's on the back. There's a little injury that it healed up and it's bright red. So, and there's little hairs back here, my gosh. So I recommend that everybody get that. You can get these online for about $10, maybe a little bit more. You can get one with light in it, so you can go in the shade and look at things. And you can enjoy your own Homeland National Park. And I want to thank the Endowment Fund for making our Welcome Garden possible. I want to say Happy Earth Day. I want to say an appreciation for Gaylord Nelson, who was an environmental senator. We need about 100 of those. And it's also John Muir's birthday, a fantastic conservationist. Thank you. And thank you, Barbara, for filming.